Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Team Y, and today we finally got our hands on the Google Pixel 9a, which is Google's latest mid-range device, and it does feature some upgrades over last year's Pixel 8a while staying in the $500 price point. Now I just want to show you guys a quick unboxing and overview of the phone and its features and what you can expect if you ever decide to get this one. Now we have covered a ton of different Pixel devices here on the channel before, so if you want to check those out, I will drop some links in the description below. That said, let's get started. Alright, so unboxing the Google Pixel 9a, you do get the newer packaging that Google introduced with the Pixel 9 series, as well as the Pixel Watch 3, which features the separate sleeve, in addition to a more subdued box. And inside, you do get the phone itself, along with some accessories such as a USB-C charging cable, your SIM ejector tool, as well as your instruction manual and warranty. Like previous Pixel models, there's no charger on here, so this is pretty much all you're getting with the Pixel 9a. Alright, so taking a look at the design, the Pixel 9a does combine some familiar visual elements along with a new look that steers away from Google's signature design language. Like the Pixel 9 flagship devices from last year, the 9a comes with flat sides, a flat rear panel, and a flat display, although it loses the camera bar design, which kinda make Google smartphones rather distinct, at least from the Pixel 6 onwards. It does come in 4 different colors, including obsidian, porcelain, which we have here, iris, and then peony. And it does come with IP68 dust and water protection. Now you might notice that the phone is a bit thicker than the Pixel 9 or even the Pixel 8a, as Google has increased the battery capacity to a larger 5100 mAh unit, making it the largest battery that we've seen in a Pixel device so far. Now going over to the front, the phone's display also comes with some improvements, such as a much brighter 2700 nits of peak brightness, which does outshine the Pixel 8a's 2000 nits, and a larger 6.3-inch size this time around, which is the same as on the Pixel 9 and the Pixel 9 Pro. If you remember, the Pixel 8a, along with the Pixel 7a and the Pixel 6a, only came with 6.1-inch displays. So yeah, Google has decided to equip the Pixel 9a with a larger display. It also comes with a 1080 by 2424 pixel resolution, as well as a 120Hz refresh rate, which has become pretty much the norm for a lot of Android brands these days. There are a couple of downsides when it comes to the display. So you do get these slightly thick bezels around, and they are noticeably a bit thicker, especially if you put it side by side with the Pixel 9. And the screen only comes with Gorilla Glass 3 protection. Now, this is the same kind of glass that was used in phones from 10 years ago. So it would have been nice to see Gorilla Glass 5 at the very least. But Google did have to cut some corners to keep the price down on this one. Now, unlike the Pixel 9 series, however, it does not come with an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, so it's going to be a bit slower when compared to those phones. Again, we go back to the phone's pricing and Google's tendency to keep features locked away when it comes to the A series models. Also, like other Pixel phones, it does come with a dual speaker setup, so here's a quick sample for you guys, just to hear how it sounds like. Now, of course, the Pixel 9a does come with the Tensor G4 chipset, which is the same processor found in the Pixel 9 series, along with 8 gigs of RAM. And being that it is a more affordable Pixel phone, Google does reserve the 12 gigs for the Pixel 9 flagships. But in terms of daily usage, unless you're really into mobile gaming or resource-intensive apps and software, you're probably not going to notice a major difference when it comes to the RAM configuration. So for moderate users like me, this is going to feel mostly similar to the Pixel 9 and the Pixel 9 Pro. Of course, you're also getting Android 15 here for software, and Google does promise up to 7 years of support for major Android upgrades as well as security upgrades. Additionally, you're also getting the newer AI features that Google has been pushing. So stuff like Gemini, Circle to Search, Pixel Studio, and even AI-based camera features like Add Me are finally on the A series. And this is something that Google has been doing for the past years. They like to trickle down these features year by year into the latest A series Pixel. Now, speaking of the camera, the Pixel 9a finally ditches the 64 megapixel sensor that we saw on the Pixel 8a and the 7a. you're now getting a 48 megapixel main sensor, and while this is lower in terms of overall resolution, it is a physically larger sensor, so this helps when it comes to low light performance and capturing better details in your photos. Although it sticks to a 13 megapixel ultra-wide sensor, and even the selfie camera keeps it at 13 megapixels. With that said though, of course you're getting Google's amazing computational photography on this phone, so your shots are gonna look very similar to what you're getting on the more high-end Pixels. And you're getting support for 4K video recording on both the rear and the front cameras, which again is another welcome feature. So yeah, that's pretty much the Pixel 9a. I have to admit though, when I first saw the leaked renders for this phone, I wasn't a big fan of the design, but I think that this more minimalist camera look is growing on me, especially with the contrasting design of the porcelain colorway and the black camera lens. So yeah, we will have more coverage on this phone in upcoming videos, so do stay tuned for that. And if you watched this one all the way to the end, thanks a lot, and leave a comment below on your thoughts on the Pixel 9a. Do you like it, or are you gonna skip it? And yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.